Two.
Okay, I want you guys to raise up your hand if you ever failed in something in life. Okay, thank you. I know that it is hard after you fail something not to feel bad and not to look for room of improvement. All you want to do is lay down and cry all your sorrows out. Isn't it right? But there is something magic about failure that can help you build your way to success. For example, a little story of a little while ago. When I graduated from high school, I wanted to study architecture. So I enrolled to the architecture career in my university. And I flunked the first semester. Completely failed. What happened to me? Well, obviously I was upset. I've never felt anything in my life. Maybe some tests, but it didn't matter at the end. But the more I tried, the worse I felt. I didn't understand anything. I couldn't understand anything. Not what the teacher was teaching, what they wanted me to understand, what they wanted. So in the middle of this mix of not understanding and bad feelings, I started skipping classes. More and more classes each time. I ended up dropping out of that career. I was a little immature, I have to know. And when I got back from my mission, and I decided to enter the university again, I promised myself not to stoop so low for saying something like that. So I enrolled in the translation career. In that career, you can choose 2 languages. So I chose English and German. The second year, I failed German. And I couldn't go up with more classes, so I had to take a year just studying German. And German literature because I felt that too. And what was supposed the 4th year, I failed German again. Just German this time. But I still had to repeat that year only studying German. I was really frustrated. But I knew that I didn't want to quit. I knew that I had to step up if I wanted to be successful. I already knew that I wouldn't finish the career because there's the interpretation branch also, but I didn't care. I just wanted to be a translator. And that was good for me. And in the end of the year, when I saw that barely passing grade, it was the most triumphal and emotional time of my life up until that moment. Because I've made it. Sometimes our life or our job is like a labyrinth of projects. We may fail at the beginning, but we can still find a way out. We know that there is a way out. And the more we get into this labyrinth, the more we know that even if we fail, there are less chances that we take another way. Another example of the gaming world is a game called Hades. Basically, you start in the middle point, and your goal is to get out of the underworld. The more you advance, the more you get into the underworld, the harder it gets. If you fail, you start right at the beginning, but you still have the experience and the strength that you gain along the way. So each run makes it easier. That's how we can do it. Okay, so I think I have to skip right up to the end. So as we progress, with more failures, we can make plans for those failures, to take advantage of them, and not feel that we lost everything, but to feel that we still have a chance to take a profit out of this failure. We have to plan, to act. If we fail, we have to recap and try again. That is the whole purpose of taking advantage of our failures in life.